next step in the procedure for conjugating any verb in the perfect system is to add the ending. Now that you've got your base, all you do is add the ending. Remember, it's not like the verbs in the present system because you don't need to add a connecting vowel. And also remember that everything we're doing here can also be done to irregular verbs. So this applies to any Latin verb that you encounter. Let's take a look at some examples. We're not going to do 12 slides, so don't get worried. Let me move my face down a little bit so we can see the screen. So we're going to start with the irregular verb to be, which sometimes can be problematic for people simply because it is irregular. But remember that you follow the steps. So why don't you jot down on a sheet of paper what the verb to be would look like in the third person singular of each of the perfect system tenses, the perfect, the pluperfect, and the future perfect. Remember, you get the base by dropping the I of the third principal part, and then to that base you add the appropriate ending, in this case the third person singular, for each of the tenses. So you jot those down. Pause the video if you need to. And when you're ready, start it again and move forward to see the correct answer. So here we have the correct answers: fuit, fuerat, and fuerit. Notice that the base is always fu, because we get that from the third principal part. So we have fu starting each one, and then we simply have the it, the erat, and the erit added to the verb. Let's try one more together. Now we're taking the verb do, dara, dati, datum, and I'm asking you to practice writing it in the second person plural of each of the perfect system tenses. So you can pause the video if you would like, and just take 30 seconds or so to write down what the verb do, dara, dati, datum will look like with you plural as its subject in the perfect tense, the pluperfect tense, and the future perfect tense. Did you write dedistis, dederatus, and dederitis? I hope so, because if you did, then that means that you used the base of the third principal part, which is ded. We see it in all of these. And then you simply added the istis for the perfect tense, eratus for the pluperfect, and eritus for the future perfect. That, ladies and gentlemen, is all there is to writing any verb in Latin in the perfect, pluperfect, or future perfect tense. Let's see if you can do a few more, but this time in the questions that follow this part of the lesson.